I can't promise every day will be easy, she said, voice steady. I can't promise I'll always say the right thing, or that I won't occasionally threaten to move out when you forget to put your dishes in the dishwasher. But I can promise this. I will never make you guess where you stand with me. I will tell you when I'm scared. I will tell you when I'm angry. I will celebrate every win with you and dig in with you when it feels like we're losing. I will stay, not because it's easy, because you're worth the work. He smiled, eyes shining. I promise not to overbook my calendar with meetings when you need me at home, he said. I promise to listen when you tell me I'm wrong, even when my ego doesn't like it. I promise to be the kind of man Liam looks at and says, "That's how you treat someone you love." I promise to never weaponize silence, to never punish you with distance, to hold you accountable with kindness, not cruelty, to choose you, again and again, even when life gets messy. You may now kiss the bride, the officiant said. He did. Camera shutters clicked. Guests cheered. Liam shouted, "Mommy," and tried to run up the aisle. Just outside, half hidden behind a nearby tree, Kelvin watched. He hadn't planned to be there, he told himself. He just ended up in the neighborhood. He'd learned about the wedding from a cousin's loud group chat. Curiosity had pulled him here. Pride had kept him from walking through the doors. From his vantage point, he saw it all. The way people leaned forward when Maya spoke, not out of obligation but genuine care. The way Julian looked at her like she was an answered prayer. The way Liam reached for Julian's hand like it was the most natural thing in the world. Kelvin gripped the cheap bouquet he'd bought from a corner store so tightly that the stems bent. That should have been me, he thought bitterly. It wasn't. He had been offered stability, partnership, and real love once. He'd traded it for the illusion of freedom and the ego boost of someone less demanding. Now he stood outside, sweaty in an ill-fitting suit, watching the woman he'd discarded be cherished in ways he hadn't even imagined. When the kiss ended and the crowd erupted in applause, Kelvin dropped the flattened bouquet into a trash can and walked away. Inside, the photographer captured a shot that would later make the rounds online. Maya and Julian mid-laugh, confetti in the air, Liam on Julian's hip, reaching for his mother's veil. Someone somewhere would share it with a caption. He left her while she was pregnant. Her billionaire boss helped her get back on her feet. A year later, this is their wedding. Comments would flood in. When you fumble a queen, someone else drafts her. I'm crying real tears. God, is this my confirmation or what? She didn't chase a bag, she chased peace. The bag followed. People would argue about whether it was real, about whether women should wait for a Julian or fix it with their Kelvin. But none of those people were in the room when the music lowered and Maya, barefoot now, her dress hitched up slightly so she wouldn't trip, danced with her husband and son under strings of warm lights. None of them heard Liam giggle as Julian swung him between them. None of them heard Maya whisper, "We made it," against Julian's chest as the night wound down. Later, in the quiet of their bedroom, veil off, hair down, she sat on the edge of the bed and looked at her ring. "Do you ever feel like this is too good?" she asked softly. "Like it's a story someone made up?" Julian sat beside her, loosening his tie. "No," he said. "I feel like it's exactly as good as you deserve. Maybe the universe is just finally paying interest on all the nights you cried yourself to sleep." She smiled, leaning her head on his shoulder. "You really believe that?" "I do," he said. "But what matters more is that you do." She thought of the girl in the freezing apartment, staring at 3 red final notice envelopes, clutching her belly and whispering promises into a quiet room. She thought of the hospital, the late-night feeds, the Facebook post, the hard conversations, the slow rebuilding of trust, first in herself, then in him. "I do," she said. "I believe it now." He kissed her forehead. "Good," he murmured. "Because this is just the beginning. We still have PDA meetings and teenage attitudes, and you yelling at me for giving the kids too much screen time." "Oh, I'm definitely yelling about that," she said. "I'll deserve it," he replied. They lay down, the noise of the after-party fading below, the city humming softly outside. Maya closed her eyes, listening to the sound of Julian's breathing, knowing that if she woke up at 3 a.m. from an old nightmare, he'd be there. The girl in the cramped South Shore apartment had believed her life was over. This woman knew better. She hadn't just moved on. She had leveled up in every sense that mattered: peace, safety, love, respect. Kelvin's chapter in her story had ended like a cautionary tale. Julian's had begun like something rarer, a love that didn't erase the past but redeemed it. And as she drifted off to sleep, her ring warm on her finger, her husband's arm around her waist, and her son snoring softly down the hall, she felt one truth settle deep into her bones. She hadn't been lucky. She'd been brave enough to let go of what was killing her, and brave enough to accept something better when it came. The rest, every comment, every like, every viral caption, was just background noise.